yea, cannot be buried. There is nothing. As a matter of fact, no enemy. The enemy is a concept that's out. Before I found Christ and gave my life to God, I would try to lean on my own understanding. And that's the universe is like a black hole of information.
What do you mean by your own understanding?
Meaning, when people ask Einstein, said, you're the smartest person, what would you like to know? Einstein's response was, I'd like to understand the mind of God. Meaning God is all-knowing, and we can only know or see, and for me as a visionary, we can only know or see what God allows us to see and what he feels we're ready to see and understand to maximize what our Maslow's hierarchy of need chart is. You know, what sets our dopamines, what sets our serotonins off, what makes us feel good. Basically, like, you know, we did a good deed, and it's like it was somehow, you know, just doing a beat for a local dope rapper really meant a lot to me when I was 14 years old. Doing a beat for just anyone famous that had a major record deal was a lot to me at age 19. Me being able to, you know, put out my own music, and that was a lot to me at age 24. Meaning, as I grow, God sets new stages in the game of life for me, that you get your satisfaction. Like Maslow's hierarchy of need is like our satisfaction chart. What makes us feel whole and accomplished as a human being. So as I go through these different levels, there's times where I would use confidence when I knew what I was doing, and I would use arrogance when I didn't know what I was doing. But I'd rather use arrogance than to let someone diminish my idea of myself, because that is what keeps us going. Hope actually keeps us alive. Anybody you ask, most people, it's like, do you want tomorrow to come? And they say yes. They have hope for it. But I went from having confidence and arrogance to having faith, and faith is the opposite of fear, and that created this fearless approach that I have, and that's what now has made me the fearless leader that I am, that I've like crystallized into the leader that my mom always knew I would be when kids followed me in preschool, the leader that people saw when we changed the sound of music. You know, I like when Jay-Z said, show you how to move in a room full of vultures. Isn't that like, you don't really have to change who you are and start saying, I'm gonna be a snake, I'm gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? Just know you can't let people use you or misuse you. Life is about using people, though. Just don't misuse them. I mean, just in life, if you like the type of music and you listen to it all the time, you know, why not follow your heart? Why not follow what makes you happy? I remember when the song the movie American Werewolf in Paris came out, and it had the theme song, I think it was by Blur. Nothing hurts like your mouth, mouth. And like, me and my friends used to love that song so much. And it's like we weren't supposed to like the song or something because of where we were from. stop strategizing so much. Stop setting so many plays. Stop doing things only based in fear.
You learn a lot from doing things perfect. You learn a lot from things that could be considered a mess up or a screw up. Mistake. They say from a mistake. Not an L, it's a lesson.
Like, the universe will assist you when you are acting in love. I tweeted this thing where I said, when you're acting in love, you're like a drop of water and you have the ocean as your army. When you act in fear, it's just you and your money. Now you could take your money and put it in Bitcoin, put a credit form, put it in cash, or all your cash, and then stand up to the ocean. Who's gonna win?
Take all your extra time out and put it towards your craft. You know, you can't just go to the movies and play basketball and do all these different things and still focus on that. If you're trying to break through, you gotta focus. Like, that's all you do.
Because anybody that's out there doing, they know how hard it is to actually do. And I'm like a motivation of the doers. Like, you can actually physically do something yourself too, more than just pray. And we're so in this mentality that's all that needs to happen, but we ain't praying our way out of prison. We ain't praying our way out of the abortion clinics. We ain't praying our way to get our land back that was always ours after gentrification, after the Harlem Renaissance and Black Wall Street was burned to the ground. Them prayers ain't working. We have to apply actual physical building partnerships, and it don't start unless we could really be real with each other and say, this is what I did, this is what I did. But if everything I did failed, just the fact that I'm willing to fail is an inspiration. People are so scared to lose that they don't even try. And anyone that wants to sit around and talk, they're taking too much time talking about it instead of getting up off their and following their dreams, because I'm here to follow my dreams. Like, everybody gonna die eventually, but I'm gonna live my entire life with zero fear. Fear of a contract, fear of perception, fear of getting my black card denied. I'm not gonna jump in front of a train. Right. Be conscious. Right. You know. Ain't nobody finna tell me shit, call me shit, tell nobody around me shit, play with nobody around me. None of that. It's straight from Pink Polo. I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm a lawyer from Carlito's Way. You know, I'm fried at this point. Every label, every contract, but any type of phone calls, we number one.
I always feel like I could do anything. That's the main thing people are controlled by. Thoughts, their perception of themselves. They're slowed down by their perception of themselves. If you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything. I was taught I could do everything. And I'm Kanye West at age 36. So just watch the next 10 years.
It ain't that I feel like a slave. We are mentally enslaved. We enslaved to brands. We enslaved to like a bin symbol. We enslaved to chains. A woman is enslaved to the concept of diamonds are a girl's best friend. Like girls in London don't even wear engagement ring. That's all been programmed into us. When we born artists. We born free, and then we held down by society's perception of us. We just don't want to be embarrassed. And I took the opportunity to look as stupid as possible. I'm saying, when I was in Chicago and watched The Throne, I was gonna change my outfit to some normal leather pants and stuff, and they tailored it. One was too tight, then the next one ripped on me, and I felt like God was like, nah man, you can't be scared in Chicago because there's a bunch of gangsters and that's where you grew up. I want you to wear that kilt in Chicago. I want you to release that fear. I want you to show as an artist that you could create to the highest level.
Go listen to all my music. It's the codes of self-esteem. It's the codes of who you are. If you're a Kanye West fan, you're not a fan of me, you're a fan of yourself. You will believe in yourself. I'm just the espresso. I'm just a shot in the morning to get you going, to make you believe that you could overcome that situation that you're dealing with all the time. I express to people also. People think a lot of my motivation is very like megalomaniac and self-oriented. To the contrary, completely. I just want to help. From day one, I just wanted to help. Like, my father was a Black Panther. My father was a journalist. Like 7 years ago, he lived in a homeless shelter. Not because he was homeless, because he wanted to help. the ex-drug addicts. He wanted to get that close. He started a foundation called Good Water and moved to the Dominican Republic to help with the prostitution, to help with the extortion, to help right there. He stays in the Dominican Republic right now. My mom was the first black female chair of the English department. There is no award show, there's no amount of billboards, there's nothing that can define me or make me pass what my parents made me. And that's exactly who I am. I believe we're in the movie. I believe we're in the game. We're in like Grand Theft Auto. It's just too many things that align, and we can terraform. What we can do is be like, if your Grand Theft Auto character just started redesigning the world himself, like painting his own world. We have this opportunity to make life as fun as these second lives. But I wanted to take this step to say, we got this new thing called classism. It's racism's cousin. This is what we do to hold people back. This is what we do. And we got this other thing that's also been working for a long time where you don't have to be racist anymore. It's called self-hate. It works on itself. It's like real estate of racism. Where just like that, when someone comes up and says something like, I am a god, everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was, a god. I just told you, that's who I think I am. Would it have been better if I had a song that said, I am a nigga? Or if I had a song that said, I'm a gangster? Or if I had a song that said, I am a pimp? All those colors and patinas fit better on a person like me, right? But to say you are a god, especially when you got shipped over to the country that you're in and your last name is a slave owner's. How could you say that? How could you have that mentality?
I'm working on more kids, but with them 4 kids right there, it's like the first 2 got to see and know they daddy. They got to know a black person that wasn't only an employee. That dynamic is so, the effect that it has on the meta stage of stage of a child's life between 5 and 12, to only see your color as an employee and never see your color, because you're taught the color in the school. They wouldn't even be known as about a color unless that was taught to you. So I will say color because it's taught. This is red, is this, but the effect that it has to not see a person of your color be able to make a final decision will make you feel that you're never able to make a final decision. Our family is just the key to the world, period. From our immediate family to our friends and family, our co-workers and family, our city and family, our state and family, our country and family, our world. That if we, just like everywhere you go, people say hola, hello, right. Ni hao ma. Right. It's our culture to say hi. See, our culture, the culture of humanity, needs to be family, a culture of family. But the design of our cities, the design of our schools, there's a lot of things designed for us to that are designed to not promote family. They're designed to create separation. Right. And in that separation, there's capital opportunity. Mm-hmm. There's someone's lonely, has to go to the bar. Someone misses their friends, has to go to the club. People say, I feel closer to God when I'm at the top of a mountain. I feel closer to God when I'm on my knees talking to my children. The lower we get, the closer we get to God. We are earthbound creatures. We gravity bound. The fastest jet goes Mach 3. The fastest sled goes Mach 6. But if you look at how politics, just general unhappiness, misery, control, the speed that contractors go, the farmers that wouldn't finish the farm, the way we are with each other, it's why people feel like, look, everyone's gonna go into like this Ready Player One second life. And I believe that our first life can be just as imaginative, and it will be. So that's and I have a bunch of friends that work in the gaming industry, and I have friends that work in the content industry, and I'm saying I'm anchoring on real life. to make real life as awesome as games, to make real life as awesome as movies.
We end World War III. Instagram is World War III. It's digital. We exist in the mental and the meta. You know what I'm saying? We have a famous one. Instagram got your bit. You know what I'm saying? We already existing in World War III. It's a digital meta mind war of perception, cancellation, this many numbers. Oh, it's a rap. They touring ain't doing good. Let's turn down they touring. Let's turn this down. Oh, we like this artist now. We can turn this down. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right. And this one we can turn up.
And everybody's like, well, I want you to be smiling in your photo. Nigga, we are in war right now. 50% of black deaths is abortion. We kill ourselves. That's psychological warfare. We don't buy no land. We doped out, we fried out. Everything that we promote is about the destruction of what we're doing. We are at war. The fucking trainer told me that. Harley. Why he told me that? Because he thought I was a monkey. He thought, because he an MK Ultra educated person, and I'm a college dropout that dedicated my life to art and music. But there's some kind of gut, sight beyond sight. There's leaders, chiefs, kings. Why do you think so many rappers be called kings? They call kings because they are truly that, but our kingdom has been sold by contracts.
You know, if you look at an interview from me from 10 years ago, everybody says, I love that interview. People didn't love it back then, though, because I was speaking to the future. I'm 10 years ahead mentally, and I'm trapped in today's time. And every now and then I crack you a smile for 2013, but I'm cracking you a frown for 2023. And I'm focused on what it's gonna be. Just mark my words, as I'm Kanye West, you've seen my execution. Did I not become the biggest rock star on the planet? Did I not influence all musicians? Did I not go and get the exact girl that I wanted? Did I not start my family? Did I not ruffle the feathers of 2 presidents? Did I not get a chance to work with my idol? Did I not make Louis Vuittons? Did people not line up at the Yeezy store? Did I not make the college dropout, late registration, graduation, 808s, Blueprint 1, Blueprint 3, Watch the Throne, Cruel Summer, and Yeezus?
But here's a new genre. It's called making your own money genre. This music is called, like, take that middleman out, because they ain't giving us money, they giving us acknowledgement. I don't want your acknowledgement. And I went so far past any level of acknowledgement. I was banished, I was exiled, I was canceled multiple times. So what, I done had like my kids not show up to Sunday service right in front of everybody, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm crying to see my daughter, and all of the usual suspects, the handlers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy, all these people are in a position, and for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on him. What we gonna do with Ye? Oh, he delusional, that's the best. Dave, give him a call. Diddy, give him a call. Tell him we ain't like the t-shirt. Tell him, like, right now the agenda is, this is the voting agenda for the celebrities, for the black. Make them do exactly what LeBron would do. Make them do exactly what Drake would do. And y'all know my stance on this. I want to say something about the number one. What's so good is the fuck you of it. And for everybody that's working at a normal ass job, like a fast food restaurant, or somebody girlfriend that left them for some nigga with more money, or whatever the fuck it is, all nigga want to do is just like pull up in that so they can pull it right in front of this bitch and be like, fuck you. Now I just pulled up on everybody from last year cancellation, like, oh, you come on, to hit this number one is such a fuck you, and people need to understand how valuable it is to be able to tell people you.
But I went from having confidence and arrogance to having faith, and faith is the opposite of fear, and that created this fearless approach that I have. I think very three-dimensionally. I don't think in the black and white lines that I've been programmed to think in, and I think in full color. So when I talk, I have to describe a thought in 5 ways. You know, we enjoy food that has multiple seasoning in it. We enjoy music that has multiple instruments. So when I talk, it's not a rant, It's a symphony
Yes.
of ideas. And when you collect them, you say, oh, these are all these things that connect. Yeah, you know, I just tell the truth. And telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. That's simply it. So now let's take like where there's, you know, people who have, you know, issues with me as Kanye West. So they say, they classify, you know, my motivational speeches as like rants and things like this. Like, why is he saying that? Why is he doing that? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I've reached a point in my life where my Truman Show boat has hit the painting. And I've got to a point that Michael Jackson did not break down. I have reached the glass ceiling. As a creative person, as a celebrity. When I say that, it means I want to do product. I am a product person. Not just clothing, but water bottle design, architecture, everything, you know, that you could, you know, think about. And I've been at it for 10 years. And I look around, I say, wait a second, there's no one around here in this space that looks like me. And if they are, they're quiet as So that means, wait a second, now we're seriously like in a civil rights movement. Like people used to joke about, do you remember our South Park photo?
Yeah, I do.
Remember how funny that was? Do you think there would be a Givenchy in the hood if it wasn't for that South Park photo?
Yeah.
So many people are just so obvious. They don't even realize that when they box me in or try to verbally put me in some type of box or put Donda in a box, that they're really showing their level of ignorance. They're putting themselves in a box. And, you know, people can write all they want, but what are people doing? And if there's anybody that's out there doing, they know how hard it is to actually do. And I'm like a motivation of the doers. If everything I did failed, which it doesn't, it actually succeeds, but if everything I did failed, just the fact that I'm willing to fail is an inspiration. People are so scared to lose that they don't even try. Like one thing that people can't say is they can't say, I'm not trying, and I'm not trying my hardest, and I'm not trying to do it the best way that I know how with what little information I get. So when I compare myself to Steve Jobs or Walt Disney, Howard Hughes, David Stern, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Jesus, or whatever it is, I'm saying these are my heroes. These are people that I look up to. This is the type of impact I want to make on the earth. If I can make this type of impact up to this point, what can I do if you call Bob Iger and say, yo, give him a shot? If you call Oprah and say, yo, back this kid. This kid's his parents were educators. He wants to educate. He wants to look at curriculums and say, how do we simplify that? Exactly what I did in music, I want to apply to product. I want to apply to education. This is what my company Donda is about. I could rap all I want, but without that Rockefeller chain and Damon giving me that Rockefeller chain and without getting a record deal, I don't care how many beats I sold to whoever, I couldn't have made it to the point to make Jesus Walks. And now, even as a celebrity, blah, 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 I've reached a ceiling. And the way paparazzi talk to me and my family is disrespectful also. You know what I'm saying? We bring something of joy to the world. When people hear my music, they have a good time. And I should be respected as such when I walk down the street. Don't ask me a question about something you saw in the tabloids. Don't try to antagonize me, because you know what? It's not safe for you in this zoo. You know, never think that I'm not from Chicago for 1 second. So as I go through these different levels, there's times where I would use confidence when I knew what I was doing, and I would use arrogance when I didn't know what I was doing. But I'd rather use arrogance than to let someone diminish my idea of myself, because that is what keeps us going. Hope actually keeps us alive. But I went from having confidence and arrogance to having faith, and faith is the opposite of fear. And that created this fearless approach that I have, and that's what now has made me the fearless leader that I am, that I've like crystallized into the leader that my mom always knew I would be when kids followed me in preschool, the leader that people saw when we changed the sound of music, the leader when we changed the sneaker industry, the leader in what we're doing with farming and with shelters. You have to move based on opportunity. If you have an opportunity to make a living at exactly what you dream about, you have to pursue that at that time when it's there. If the opportunity isn't there, just keep educating yourself as much as possible so that when the time comes, you'll be even better at that dream that you had. What I keep saying is I don't want to totally touch on this too long because I might like start, crying, but I would think that my mom would trade in every single Grammy, BET, every award for her son to have a doctorate, being that she was Dr. West.
Are you a workaholic? Are you always working?
No, I actually slept a lot during the project.
While they were recording?
Yeah, I have a team and we work together. I spent a year and a half after I got out the hospital, and I would go to Amoeba record store and I just start chopping up samples. It was very therapeutic because I wasn't full yet. I don't know if I'm full yet now, or better or worse, whatever, but it was therapeutic just to listen to those songs and sample and go back to being 14 years old in my mom's house. And by the time it was time to do to put the albums out, we have a whole team at Yeezy Sound that will help come and do the drums, help with lyrics, help with choruses, and I'd give like 6-7 people ideas that I want on the song, and I just go to sleep. What we want is a real shot. Not, okay, I'm a celebrity, so that means my line has to cost $10 a t-shirt. No, I understand about quality. I understand about fabrics. I spent 10,000 hours at this. I dedicated my life to this. Then a lot of people say, okay, well, you have to do music. I'm gonna keep doing music, but what if people told me I couldn't rap? What would have happened? What if people told me I couldn't perform? I'm only 36 years old. I have other goals and other things, and I'm gonna use my platform, every platform, to stand up and say, I wanna make something. I wanna make the next Ralph Lauren. They say people don't stand up and protect their dreams. People are too scared of getting, spoofed in a way. And the irony of it is so many people that are creatives. Think about a creative person in school. When you picture them, you probably picture them all the way in the back of your class, sketching or maybe getting beat up. And I'm the one creative, and this is the reason why I went on stage. This is the reason why I did this, because creatives have got beat up my entire life. And there's moments where I stood up to drug dealers in Chicago and said, you can't have my publishing, come and kill me. Do whatever you're gonna do, but you're not going to bully me. You're not gonna stop me, because my mother made me believe in myself. No matter how many people tell me, stop believing in yourself. Stop saying what you can do. Stop affirming what you're gonna do and then completing that in real life. That's the improper way to do it. I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem, with improper information, with branding, with marketing. I refuse to follow those rules. It's about truth, it's about information, it's about awesomeness, and the only luxury is time. The time you spend with your family. That's the only luxury. So this concept of luxury.
And I remember the last thing she said. She said, you know what the problem is with all these students? As soon as they did anything, from when they were really little, their parents clapped. And the point she wanted to make to me, that she said to me as we were leaving out the hallway of the restaurant the last time I saw her, was, don't clap. You have to push them. You have to drive them. I remember the first time when North climbed all the way to the top of the stairs. And I'm trying to say that Kim would have grabbed her by third stair.